Let's kick off the initial planning for our new urban energy grid. Before we dive into technical specifics, Lisa, Arjun, have we adequately recognised and interpreted the local and global environments for this project? Specifically, are there any new regulations on the horizon that we need to consider regarding localised power distribution? And what about the long-term environmental consequences, like waste management and the new battery technology we're proposing to use?
Good point, David. I've been tracking some proposed legislation, and given these changes around sustainable energy sourcing, we might need to rethink our primary energy direction approach. I was reading about the advanced grid technologies, and it made me think about how it could impact our current projects with regards to grid stability and decentralization. Do you think it could offer a solution to our current challenges with load balancing?
Regulations? I just assumed we'd be compliant with whatever's compatible at the time of deployment. Nobody told me to relook into these potential future changes, and now you're talking about licensing and geopolitics. I don't really see that being in my scope. I'm just focusing on the technical specifications of our grid's core components, and all these other factors really seem like management issues.
Arjun, understanding the broader context is crucial for a robust design. Lisa brought up the potential advancements in grid tech, and that could change our entire approach. Are you looking into that?
I'm not sure why we need more knowledge about these external factors, really. Our job is to get the grid working and meet our functional requirements.
But the trends, the future trends and societal needs are part of that. We need to ensure our design is compliant with foreseeable legal requirements, not just the current ones.
Okay, got it.
Good afternoon, everyone. Let's discuss Arjun's proposed smart meter technology. Technically, it looks promising. However, a question for David. How are we evaluating its impact beyond just the technical specifications?
That's precisely what I was going to ask. Arjun, while this smart meter offers clear functional benefits, have we thoroughly evaluated its potential social or environmental risks? For example, could the technology be misused? Or could it lead to unforeseen problems regarding data privacy or energy access equity, for example?
And what are the broader consequences of prioritizing a solely cost-driven model for this component? We need to be upfront about any unforeseen detrimental consequences alongside the intended benefits. Who might be negatively impacted or marginalized by this specific choice?
As you can see on slide 19, we really don't anticipate any major problems from the current analysis we've done. We focused exclusively on the functionality of the technology, and we really don't foresee any major problems. So it should be fine. I suppose there could be some data privacy concerns, but like with any smart device, that's always going to be there. We followed the standard protocols. It's fine.
Standard protocols are a start, Arjun, but we need to go deeper. We should consider the long-term consequences of our actions, including sustainability and climate impacts. Are you actively seeking information on more sustainable practices for the meter's life cycle?
Well, I've mainly been focused on getting the meter ready for our purpose and integrating efficiently with our project requirements. The long-term environmental effects or social impacts weren't explicitly detailed in the task description, so I'm not really, I didn't really see it in this particular stage, but I am open to considering it for whatever we might need to do next, for any other different viewpoints or seeing it from another perspective.
Well, Arjun, while it should be fine as a great starting point, we need to ensure that these factors are weighed alongside the standard business practices. Have you asked any specific questions regarding about its environmental footprint or long-term implications?
Not in detail for this specific review. I was just following the orders to get the functional prototype ready. No one really told me to do it differently or to conduct a full social or environmental analysis for this specific stage.
Team, we're facing immense pressure on this deadline, but compromising on safety or compliance due to time pressures is unacceptable. We must ensure full transparency and clarity about potential consequences of our decisions on all stakeholders, especially the public.
Exactly, David. Our professional codes of conduct are more than just a minimum, and we should aim to exceed them always. These short-term procedures need to be identified as they do not conflict with our long-term compliance and safety requirements. Arjun, are we truly having the difficult discussions about safety, sustainabilities, and ethical considerations in our final review?
Well, Lisa, David, I've spent the past few days rigorously reviewing the implications. As you can see here, there's a clear potential conflict here between the aggressive project timeline and needing to conduct a full comprehensive system validation check for public safety. So yes, management does want a swift launch, but the health, safety, and the welfare of the public demands a fully vetted system.
What's your recommendations, Arjun? Please be explicit.
Well, I've made the decision to advocate for the full extended validation test. This is because sustainability is really of the same level of requirement as safety or ethics. Our current test plan, while compliant at the basic level, does not fully measure our impacts in terms of potential cascading failures that could stem from a compromised system. The spec says less than 0.05% impurity, but I found a material with no traces of impurities at all, so that's to ensure the highest level of quality, aiming to exceed the code. We need to really apply kind of a Swiss cheese model here, really evaluating how these multiple small vulnerabilities could kind of align to kind of a giant, significant operational failure.
As a bold stance, especially with the looming deadline, have you considered the implications of delaying at all?
I have, Lisa. I have actually. I've conducted scenario building exercises to kind of explore the potential long-term risks and consequences of a rushed project versus maybe having a slight delay. The cost of a potential system failure, the financial, the reputational, the social, all those costs, they would far outweigh the cost of a controlled delay. So I've really involved our key team members in these discussions, seeking input from various stakeholders on these ethical implications. And yeah, we also need to consider the risks beyond the immediate tasks by evaluating the wider context, the broader implications, kind of the wider snow, if you will, for our customers and partners. And yes, we should really just be fully transparent with them.